heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't really. It ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Haram or beef.
Peace. Let's get our Moorish American prayer real fast. One of my brothers, please.
Islam. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Malakim, Ayah Ash'ayah, Hotep, Islam. Amen. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace. Everyone on YouTube, everyone on our Temple of School page, everyone on TikTok, everyone on Facebook. Peace. If y'all like the teachings, give a small donation, brothers and sisters. Don't be bashful. If you like the teachings, and that's all I ask, brothers and sisters, I say, do you like the teachings? Do you come multiple times? Because if you come multiple times, you like the teachings. And all I ask my brothers and sisters, if you like the teachings, give a small donation to our organization. You see what's going on at the bottom. You see how you can donate, and then give me your name, and I'll give you some literature. It's nothing wrong with supporting what you love. We spend our money in all other places. So all I ask my brothers and sisters, if you like what I'm talking about, if you like the teachings, it's nothing wrong with giving a small donation to the ministry where we can spread this love. What's wrong with that? People that your mother and them went to church, they give money to the church and they don't even like it and talk about it. But everybody say they like this and they return every week. Why not give a small donation? I don't give a damn if it's $1. What if we had 1 million people giving $1 red? I would be happy. I would take my time to thank everybody that gave $1 single dollar, because that dollar goes to ministry, and I build and I give and I put you in the right direction. So we can't be afraid of giving a homage to our organization that's tax exempt, and I can give you the receipt. $10, $20 go a long way. If you have that on your heart to give it to our Temple of School, you see the information, how you can donate. All my information on TikTok. Why not give a donation to what we believe in? I always ask my brothers, why would we just show up? Because I want to show up to your spiritual house, no matter if it's online or not, and I know you're building something. I'm gonna donate some of my time and some of my finances. Why? Because I'm rocking with what you're doing. That's why. And I know it takes money. I see what you're doing. I know this man went to academia. I know this man spent his own money building his library, building everything. We're gonna support it. And we're gonna help this brother get to where he needs to be. Why? Because this is our community. And everybody get a tax exempt receipt. We got to get into donating to our organization, so you can see a God man what he do with that funds that we're giving away to Uncle Sam. And so I just wanted to say that as we proceed. But after conversation, and before we get into the teachings, the conversation me and my Mufti Alonzo Wright Bey was just having, he's the owner, the operator over ALO Design Pros, my Mufti that designed everything. All the web design, everything. This is real stuff. This is my brother, Alonzo Wright Bey. His son go to university. What school your son go to, Noble Alonzo?
Seton Hall.
His son go to Seton Hall, studying religious studies. And here it is, y'all heard my Noble say, everything you talking about in school, son, come teach me. We're not going against nothing, because your Alonzo, his teacher, his map and a guide, it has the degrees that his son trying to get. Hello, somebody.
Islam.
His dad, sheik teacher, brother, that the brotherhood in, has the real world degrees, has a bachelor degree in business, has a master's degree in first century history and religion and linguistics, and damn near done with his Juris Doctor degree. And I don't even talk about it in indigenous people law and policy. I'll be waiting for the phonies to say something, because everything they talking is fugazi. Our kids is getting a fragment. So if you go into academia and the kids coming home and they think they know something and it's Greek mythology, you are getting a fragment. If you go to school and say, Dad, I got the pieces to the puzzle, and then here it is, you say, okay, hold on, let me bring you around a master teacher, an educator that love you, and say, okay, you got the pieces of the puzzle to the whole biblical scriptures. Why in the Bible it asks you, did you read this in the book of Yasher? In academia, that's a prerequisite. A prerequisite is if this asks you, did you read this in the book of Yasher? That means it's some stuff in the book of Yasher that you should read. How do the book of Enoch, how do the Bible talk about the book of Enoch and you don't know where it comes from? The Bible talk about over 20 books that you should have touched and smelled and digested before you even open the Bible. If not, you have a fragment. Hello, somebody?
Islam today.
This is no prejudice. I challenge I don't do this in academia. That's why I don't debate nobody. I don't care what color you are, because you know you lying. It's only one peer-reviewed scholarly research. I'm gonna take it all the way back to ancient. It's nothing else nobody can say. It's nothing nobody can say. The Bible. If the Bible you got in your hand, I don't care what version, King James, Holy Name, whatever. The Bible tell you that it quotes different books. The Bible in your hand, it quote over 20-something different books that you should have read before you touched it.
Islam.
So you got a fragment. And if you don't understand the original language and you study in Greek mythology, then what? You're getting a mistransliteration.
Islam.
This is biblical studies. I went to college for this, and my heart is pure. So when people be saying things, I'm like, that's not valid. That's not scholarship. That's not biblical history. That's belief system. When you get brothers say, well, the first Bible was Flavius Josephus, I say the Pisos family, that's pseudo-academia. That Jewish word he made up, he added himself in. All that's pseudo. So how can you say that with matter-factualness? It's fake. I'm talking about biblical history. It's fake. When I talk about the dumb diverses, when I talk about the papal bull, when I talk about the doctrine of discovery, these are things when I say the miseducation of the Negro, the machination of a hidden nation. When I say, what is a Negro? Forget all this religion stuff, because religion separates us. Our people don't even go to church right now. I remember when I was young, I went to church. Why? Because in the church, if we didn't believe everything, at least it was community. It was something to do. People say, well, I don't go to church now because this, that, and the other. What church you went to? You ain't went to no. I don't go to them. I don't deal with the Masonic. What lodge you went to? What temple you went to? Not one. That's what Negroes do. They always talk about the bad, but don't talk about the good. There's some good of us out here. So what are you a part of? See? Religion would destroy us. It's only one science. It's only one history. You know? So when people be arguing, I said, dude, how can you argue something and you went to academia and you say you have a degree in biblical studies? So if that's the case and you are Al-Islam Muslim and you a Christian and y'all on social media arguing and the Quran and the Bible synchronized, if you know the linguistics, if you understand the science, we're not talking about putting no faith in no man. We're talking about the science. Everything else, I'm not going to waste my time talking to nobody about. Hold on. I'm multitasking, y'all. And anyone that's on YouTube, like I said, I'm not going to be responding to no trolls, all that. I'm just blocking that because we too grown to come on social media playing. If you're not here to learn, if you're not here to support, you don't have to waste your time. So Muftis, we block anybody that's playing the game. I'm tired of this color thing. I'm tired of these people playing the game with us. And we're supposed to be dealing with solidarity, especially us. It's a book called The Negro is a Beast. And the European wrote that because Negroes have no rights. A Negro is an animal that has 4 legs. But what beast made the Negro? So I say, in reality, what is the Negro? You see? In reality, what is a Negro? Negro is certified as Black, colors, African American. The acronym we use, NBC, at birth. all made exclusively in the United States of America. How the Negro, while sustaining the physical appearance of Africans, yet has the uncanny adaptability to imitate any nation on earth and still themselves remain nationless. Most Negro, blacks, and colors do not know why they remain historically detached from every upright nation of the human family. And these beastly forms may appear grotesque to most scholars in serious research for the secret origin of the Negroes. The majority of the most inquisitive of researchers are also unfamiliar with the ratification of the misnomer Willie Lynch theory. When you hear all these Negroes, the Willie Lynch, and I tell you that's fake. It ain't no Willie Lynch letter. That's Negrocentric and Eurocentric propaganda. If it was a Willie Lynch letter, it'd be in the Library of Congress. It's fake. It ain't no Willie Lynch letter. The Europeans made that up. I lecture this in academia. It ain't no such thing as a Willie Lynch letter. Why would you kill and lynch your child? It's cap. The language don't even match. Black don't even use. Go ahead, Noble.
I was gonna say what you just said. The language is off.
And so when the language is off, as a scholar, person that's doing linguistics, you gotta get rid of everything. How they use the word black, capital letters. And if this was in a certain area, in a certain region, then they have a language. You can't mix this modern language and say this come from that. No, because the linguistics off. A scholar know that. The language off, the time period, the dispensation, how the word's being used, it's all pseudo. These is facts. But who brought that Willie Lynch to us? The first people y'all heard about some Willie Lynch, most people, not all, y'all heard Talib Kweli rap about the bull crap. Then y'all heard Farrakhan talk about it at the Million Man March in 1985, 95. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, because that was his main speech about why we this and why we that. But I'm telling you, ain't no such thing as no Willie Lynch. I'm telling you it's cap. I'm telling you it's propaganda. Now what?
And if you really look at it, it's like a whole big picture of autosuggestion. Honestly.
See, Alonzo? So why you don't support us? Why we don't support things that's real? We keep caught up with the fakeness. Ain't nobody coming to you telling you this. This is your own people. I will stand alone. I'm like a lion. The truth can stand alone and defend itself. I'd rather die on my shield than be a part of any fugazi. I'd die on my shield standing alone. And I bet you everyone will be like, that man told y'all the truth from day one. And y'all persecuted. Just like some damn roots where Alex Haley plagiarized roots from the goddamn a European named Harold Colliner. It's a book called The African, all lower level masonry. And then they make videos, they make documentary of roots. And then you see lying, misnumbered black people talk about Kunta Kinte as their ancestors. And the European made all that stuff up. And Negroes take that as word and spread that. And I know professors have, they call it required reading coming into the African-American department. Because my Mufti, Dantes L., I wish he was here, his teacher taught him that. And I said, I'd destroy that crap. I'd have made professors quit with that bull crap because they bit the apple. The Greek is a fraud, and most of them Negroes is Greek fraternities or Masons. Ain't no disrespect. I'm just telling you what it is. And that's who lying to us. Ain't no white man lying to you. You don't go to no white man school. You go to nigga stuff, nigga churches, nigga everything. Excuse my candor. Excuse my candor. So stop the cap. All my European Masons will tell you out their mouth that they a son of a Muslim, not no goofy widow son. So stop the cap. We are our worst enemy. Humpty Dumpty, Satan claws. And in the Bible, it tell you in Jeremiah chapter 10, not to follow the Nicolaitans, following Saint Nick. Well, who was the damn Nicolaitans? Oh no, you let people tell you stupid stuff to keep you up. Well, it's talking about paganism, and idol worshiping. Well, damn it, the Nicolaitans idol worship. Why? Because it's telling you in Jeremiah chapter 10 not to follow the Nicolaitans, following Saint Nick. What the hell do the Nicolaitans do? They follow Yule or Saturnalia, get the Christian tree, cut it down. They left all that stuff in the Bible to convert goofballs. So they left it in the Bible, and then they say, we call them Christians. The Christ mass. AKA the etymology of Christian is cretin, someone stupid, retarded, missing limbs. We talk about etymology. So miss me with the crap. And then in the Bible, Niger, they got us caught up in the spell, call each other nigga. They know it's Niger. They know the God people of Niger. Hold on, man. I gotta get my charger. Hold on.
Islam, peace, 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 peace.
Everyone know that. Everyone know that. So I gotta put my other system that I got up on a different platform because it's dying. So if this die, y'all, while we live, just come on YouTube. Just come on YouTube and join us right on YouTube on my personal page or our Temple and School page. Because I messed up. And what I do for y'all, I do a treat because I got way more people that follow me on TikTok. I will switch. What I do is I'll switch it, but I'm gonna keep going as we build it because I don't want to stop because the spirit is high. All this stuff is given to you by your own people. All the lies, all the bull crap, all this stuff is from your own people. You know, the 1779 laws were translated into the main constitutional body of laws, which will govern the world's newest autonomy. The United States gained her sovereignty. The founding fathers, who were mostly European Mason slaveholders, proclaimed their profane world of property as the first order of business. And to show the serious intent of the dehumanizing and making of a Negro, George Washington and other Masonic framers wrote the denationalization West Africans into very first article, 3/5 clause of the Constitution of the United States. Everyone else was written in as property, especially women, Indians not taxed, and the low maintenance, high profitable, bull market Negro. The only exclusion of the profane world was the only true citizen of the United States. White men, that's what that Freemasonry come from, with sound body and mind. And after the institution of slavery was abolished, in 1865, the European brothers of a victorious North conquered South manufactured the Negro, black, and colored, whose names were now outlawed in Article 1 of the 13th Amendment under the assumable jurisdiction, appearing as persons, aka commercial property. That's why they tell your kids person, place, and thing. How can you put a person in the same place as these things that can be owned? Listen to what I'm saying. I don't care about your religion. I care about who we are as a people, and owned by Congress in a ratification of the 1868 14th Amendment, which I told y'all it would never be ratified. And people giving y'all this 14th Amendment bullcrap because you don't know real civics. And you voting, oh, I'm Democrat, I'm a Republican. Who cares? Do you vote on law and policy? No. So you vote for a CEO. Democrat, Republican, it's all the same. It's all the same monster, but you don't know that. Do you know law and policy? Do you know the agenda that you vote for? Absolutely. Oh, I'm a Democrat. I've been a Democrat. Black people, we Democrats. No, he ain't. What's the Democratic agenda? Because I don't see no schools. I don't see nothing. So where the money at? Well, the mayor don't do this, the governor do this. It's money allocated everywhere. What's going on? What the church is doing. So miss me. Put it all on me, and I can show you what I can do with all that tax-exempt money. I can show you what we can do. The ungodly making of a Negro, black, and colored is only a sin, but also a crime. And they remain powerless when compared to the standard qualifications of all existing nations. Negroes, blacks, and today's self-proclaimed African Americans do not have one free national name, religion, national constitution, standards, principle, country, land, named after themselves, a flag, a seal, an emblem, and no forefathers, no genealogy of prosperity to offer their begottens. These family of nations necessities are too numerous to remain absent of inquiries. So who are the Moorish Americans? Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited northwest, southwest shores of Africa. The Moorish Empire, with its comedy of kingdoms, nations, countries, tribes, families, was in full effect during the entire so-called African trade, slave trade, until 1908. And from this Moorish Empire came all African nationals who were abducted, enslaved, and transported in the Americas and adjoining islands. And because the USA indignant system of denationalization, those Moors buried in a shallow grave in masonry of the constitutional laws, after all this time, the only descendant of US slaves remaining without a proper status, known by name and number. And in this information age, the age of Aquarius, the time has come for all men to do what? proclaimed their free national name in order to be recognized by the nations of earth. You see, the Moors were and are the what? Possessors of the keys to civilization and holders to the peace on earth. If the Moors ruled Spain for 700 to 800 years, you think we all died off? No, we've been dispersed to all the four corners of the world. It's one nationality, many cultures. Why you don't like Moors history? Because you let some goofy Negroes on the internet tell you some stuff that's not scholarship. We Moors, M-U-U-R, different from M-O-O-R. Man, Moors was still the plethora of ways. So stop the cap. And then you're not modern because you don't know the words to freedom. You don't understand the SF 181 form. You don't understand the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. You don't understand white by law. What's my nationality? Moorish American. What's my race? Asiatic. What's my status? Free white. That's my status. That's lawfully. You don't understand it. Why? Because you don't understand education. You don't understand it. I told you, everything is wrapped up in masonry and military codes. Most Negroes do not know about the SF 181 form that's pertaining to ethnicity because you haven't been educated on it. That's why you call yourself a Negro, Black, and a color, and an African American. And all of those are what? Synonymous to slavery, because Negroes have no rights in a court of law. It's silver mortis, dead in the eyes of the law. So anybody calling themselves Black this, put dead in front of it. Dead businesses, dead marriages, dead wives, dead churches, dead bank accounts, dead businesses, because Black has no stand in that law. That's why Black preachers get subpoenaed. I'm not a Black preacher. I'm a rabbi. You have lawyer and client confidentiality, not with no Negro preacher. Why? Because they work for the feds. Can't be mad at me. I'm telling you facts. This ain't gonna be long. Support our temple and school. All that fugazi stuff is over. The untold truth of how Blacks people were made. You got to understand that the great God never made any such beings as Negroes, Blacks, or colored people. Because we made in the image and likeness of God. God ain't created no slave. You let these goofy Negroes and these religious people talk about Deuteronomy is talking about us. They ain't talking about me. I don't have no family of slaves. You a slave. I ain't no slave. That ain't for me. Everything in the Bible ain't for us. We all ain't no Hebrew Israelite. Hebrew is just an act. It's a whole bunch of families in the Bible. The Amalekites, the Amalekites. What we talk about, the Levites. There's a whole bunch of bloodlines, a whole bunch of families. I don't have enough fingers and toes to break down. It's the Canaanites. Come on, man. We playing a game. You let somebody, we all Hebrew Israelite. No, we ain't. Hebrew is an act, heart in the water. That don't change who you are, who your father are, who your father, who your bloodline. Canaanites. So you telling me some God administered to come to a Canaan land and destroy all these melanated people and take over their land and say and call them Hebrews now? Man, shut up. Excuse my candor. That's stupid. None of these carry any iot of free national value on the scale of proper person or true identity. And those who have ignorantly carried these names that were given to slaves during the time of slavery and voluntarily dressed them up under various Western, Masonic, political, religious, or social titles, can not only bear witness to their 400-year consequences. See, all these old preachers and all these old religious people, I don't care if they Muslim, the only reason why they start talking stuff now about masonry because they old, but they ain't telling you nothing. They just giving you, they just talking about the base. They ain't telling you who Aram Abith is. They ain't telling you who the widow's son is. They ain't telling you that the European Masons are sons of Muslims. They ain't telling you who Jablel, Jablum, and Jabil is. They ain't telling you who killed the Asiatic man, Tyree, and had a Jubilee. They ain't telling you that. They ain't telling you that all European Masons are sons of Muslims. They won't tell you that. They'll play a game. I'm telling you. Then why they don't wear their fez? Because these are the people that took an oath that lied to us. No European, no Albion, no Trinidad have no power over you. It's only our own people. Our own people killed Patrice Lumumba in the Congo. Them people, them Belgian people didn't have enough power. They tried to assassinate him, but they knew they couldn't do it. They had to have the help of their own people. Just like the Big Six, all them preachers split $250,000 to keep you classified as a Negro. Just like Jesse Jackson them, they took that money to keep you classified as a slave. People got paid. The Big Six, those preachers that split $250,000 to keep you as a slave. Who made you? That's the last thing that the Masons know. This is the first thing that I teach you. The great God. The next question should naturally be, who made the misnomer Negro? And those who name them Negro, Black, and colored people Indeed, they are simply man-made entities, because you is only as old who made you. And who made you? The slave master. Negroes only as old as the United States of America, the person you made you. And no Negro is going to get no reparations for being no nigger. Excuse my candor, because Negroes have no rights. The only people that's going to get reparations is the master. You cannot go to no court and talk about some reparations as a slave, because slaves have no rights. And every attorney know that. Ben Crump know that. Ben Crump, he gonna get paid because they work for the courts. He gonna get paid if he win or lose. But I'm telling you, Negroes will never get no reparations identifying as no monkey slaves. Excuse my candor. And I'm saying it like that. I represent some African booty scratchers. Point blank. And the most difficult task for anyone is to convince my people they are not what others say they are. This is the hard task, and every European know what I'm talking about. Because I graduated from academia talking like this. Have Europeans on the edge of their chair. That's why when I graduated, they say, I know you're going back to your city of Flint to take over. I wish. You see what we got in the city of Flint. No disrespect. Homosexual preachers. No disrespect. And people talk about them behind closed doors, and they know it. Hell, I got a friend that's dad a homosexual preacher. No disrespect. I'm just telling you the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil. So what you think they promulgating? What you think they doing out in the world? And we got preachers like that. With that NAMBLA, that North American male boy loving sick stuff, and that Church of God in Christ. That's what they call grooming. I'm telling you what I know. I've been waiting for somebody to get on here with the cap. It's impossible. And that's what we should be telling our people, who we are. I give freedom. When I talk about the machinations of non-existing or invisible or the Maya people, remember Ralph Ellison? He wrote a powerful book referring to American ex-slaves entitled The Invisible Man. I share it, I read it with everybody. This stuff is old. All the stuff I talk about is old. While Ellison gave a vivid amount of what it's like to exist, yet not be recognized of a peerless status, few people consider the fact that an entire people can personify a status of non-existence. When I talk about what? Dorothy, when I talk about the Wizard of Oz. And I address this mollified question in her delusions, the machination of a nation. The Maya is the real appearing as unreal, and the unreal made to seem real. And this is the everlasting seeming as a short-lived, and that which is meant to appear as everlasting. And there is a nation within the jurisdiction of the United States that is pure Maya. It is a nation in the semblance of a people, and a people made to look in the likeness of a nation. Yet they do not exist, although they have appearance of citizens, yet are citizens, but not of their own lawful government. They appear real, but are unreal, unrealized, but seem real. And the greatest mystery in the United States is the missing true status and identity of today's self-proclaimed African Americans. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm multitasking.
It's long. It's long. You know, Nobles, if we, by the grace of Allah, was able to get to a point where we were able to receive the information in an academic context, right? Where we can remove the emotion from the learning and approach it like we would a textbook, right? Then I think we being able to build from a level of common ground with that. Because honestly, if you take out the emotion and you really listen, no matter how many times you hear it, every time you hear the wisdom and what you demonstrated for us today, it adds something to the understanding that you're able now to bring to the cipher. So I say Islam, gratitude.
Islam. And that's what I tell people. I say, dude, this is for us. It's like, what are we talking about when I say what it is meant by the word black? Black, according to science, means deaf. Can a man be a Negro, black, or color, or Ethiopian per se? No. Why? Because man is made in the image and after the likeness of God, Allah. And the key here is black is revealed as being a mere word, just a word. And all words have meanings and are subject to definition and interpretation and misinterpretation and mistransliteration. And any grammar grade student will clearly show that black as not being a color. However, virtually all applying the word black as an identification of themselves do not realize that they have long since been turned out as a perpetual straw man. And since the early 60s, the self-proclaimed black people, while learning to accept the skin that we are in, we sing a slave mantra. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. You go to church and you sing some song, Amazing Grace, how sweet that song, a ranch like me. That ain't even about you. See who wrote that song. And then that's not a song for us. Somebody wrote that song, a slave master on his dying bed to say, Lord, please help me. All the atrocities that I did, have some grace for me. I'm pleading myself to the courts. That song goes for me. Research the author. Research it.
No, that's just like you said. That's just like the Wiz. You remember the Crows? Remember the Crows was singing the song? They was tricking the Scroll Man.
They don't even see it. But they talk about they watch Wizard of Oz. They talk about they watch Matrix. Well, what's the semblance in it? What's the science in it? I don't know.
Come on.
There's science in it.
Come on.
What's the analogy about Samson? Subjugation, about cutting your hair off. Southern Belle is doing what? Cutting your right to what? Vote. You see that bee, Mom, in front of you? You see that bee flying over the stove? It's subjugation. When I talk about Samson hair getting cut, when I show y'all America in black and white, subjugation, Southern Belle cutting the hair, your right to freedom, understanding what I'm telling you. Like Alonzo said, how can we say we're educated and we don't like this? How can y'all people say they support something and they don't like this? How? And then I show y'all how the frequencies is off in all the rap music because they take the megahertz out of it. It ain't operating on this frequency. So everything is dead vibrations. I start playing stuff backwards for y'all as I used to do back in the day because that's how I used to do rock and roll music. And you can see the trance spell in it. And I can show y'all how all this is on a dead frequency. Everything. This is programmed. Everything is a dead frequency.
She break down the wolves, break down that wolf science. That's in a song in the beginning. How the music, like if you don't know that the sword is there, you would think you enjoying something.
You licking the blade. You licking the blade. That's wolf intro. Dead presidents. Research that. And you lick the blade, and you think you get something good, but you cutting yourself. You see the blood.
You think you chasing the blood. Right.
Yeah. Islam. It's nothing new under the sun. It's nothing new. And I tell my brothers and sisters this, learning to accept everything that I'm teaching because I'm your brother. They name them blackamoors. Learning to accept this. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Oddly enough, only an unnoticeable few have come to the realization it was not they who first named them blackamoors, then blackie, and finally black, but the very Europeans who enslaved them when they were free African nationals. Y'all know in the 1599 Geneva Bible, they call you a blackamoor. You know this in the 1599 Geneva. So what was going on in 1599 that in the Bible they'll call you a blackamoor? Black is just describing the Moor that they seen. In the beginning, the world was dark. You had Egyptian Moors, you had Tawny Moors, you had Swarty Moors, you have brunette Moors. Brunette is a color. Why do you think when they had Jesus Christ, Joshua the Messiah, and they had Inria over it, or indigo? Y'all know what indigo means? Y'all know what color indigo is?
Dark.
Come on. You know what color brunette is?
Dark.
Come on, man.
They're all hue of brown.
Come on. It's too vain or ashamed to look at the black horse they've accepted to ride to nowhere, or the white horse. You riding the white, behold the pale horse. You think that's some science. That ain't no science. Them Europeans is Freemasons. They just giving you a little to get you off the breadcrumbs. I told you that Zachariah Stitchin, all that Anaki is pseudo. It's destroyed and was never owned, alive, and would never win a race. For this reason alone, blacks will always be European slaves. Even if blacks were to conquer their white rulers, they will still be losers by becoming the enemies they once hated. That's what I tell you. You want the power to be the enemy you once hated? You a clown. I want the power to educate ourselves so nobody can, so we don't have to bite the apple, so we don't have to get no grants and loans. So we can operate off what? Offerings and donations that we're giving to Uncle Sam willingly. That's what I'm talking about. But to know this, the Negro, black, and color must open your eyes to see the greatest weapon against the Western world. What did J. Edgar Hoover say, the biggest threat to America? What did he say? Anybody know?
It was the educated.
Us coming together.
You damn right.
Knowing who we are.
Knowing who we are. The same thing what the prophet tried to do, what Noble Drew Ali tried to do with this nationality. The same thing what I'm doing. Don't let nobody get you subjugated with no goofy man-made religion and everybody got the same books. What does the law of the United States say about a Negro? It's legally impossible for the so-called Negro, black, and colored people to free themselves without the achievement of a good education in divine, national, and civic law. Such needed learnings are not nearly as complicated as going to Harvard, because I'm right here, passing the bar, because I'm right here. Most people in the West do not realize the foundation of U.S. laws is lodged between European Latin and Greek languages and the Bible, which today's United States churches, governments, state officers must swear upon, was also written in Koine Greek. When I tell people in the Bible, it says it's not finished, it's not fulfilled, we're not under the law no more. Well, that word fulfilled is a Greek word called palero, meaning to magnify and bring back to your remembrance, because Jack Leg was just buying Fezes off Amazon and a Masonic store and read some fake Duncan's manual and think they got some power. None of the European system of education are designed to free the Negro from his Western psychic enslavement. And on a more personal note, the basis of all laws are more of a person's birthright that rests upon two immutable pillars of status and jurisdiction.
And that's in the Constitution as well.
Yes. And I ain't talking about what these jacklegs saying on the computer. That's not what I'm talking about. In lawful endeavors you decide to undertake, and your final judgment will be both honest and just. And the most powerful secret slave laws prevailing today are active. As long as the misnomer Negro, blacks, and colors attend schools and believe in these churches and this other European stuff, is going to always own you. For example, the true status of any Negro, black, or colored person. A seeker must learn the origin of the definition of these words. Understand that they were property labels given to slaves by the slave owners, written into the 1779 United States Constitution under the classification of 3/5 clause. During that time, the great Constitution of the USA was written. Negro, blacks, and colored were those who had been reduced from African nationals to chattel property by the people and for the people. And this made them slave terms of Negro, black, and colored.
Self-identify.
Yes. Legally branded upon African descent and lawfully enforced by the U.S. courts. And in 1857, the United States Supreme Court, infamous Dred Scott decision that's never been abolished, it upheld the original denationalization intent of the slave march, Negro, black, and colored. You can look at the white man's constitution in Wilmington.
Divine created nationality.
Yes. They came together and said, we're not going to be governed by no nigger slaves. Y'all talk about y'all black people. Y'all don't have no rights. You're not going to come here and run up. They organized and they told them Negroes, you got until sundown to get out of our town. They was killing niggas and hanging them. And this ain't even old.
But in actuality, it was our town. Jamestown was our town, Virginia.
Come on, Marie.
They just took it over. That's why his name is James. James ain't no European name.
They don't get
everything is created by us. They didn't have no names before we came and civilized them in Europe. In the dark ages, they didn't have no names. They was unidentifiable, so they just tried to flip it on us when they came over here. That's all.
You see what my brother is telling y'all? That's what I've been telling everybody forever. It's not hard. I just had to do some multitasking. I'm getting ready to end. But this is what I try to share with my brothers and sisters every single day, because I can teach, and if don't nobody show up and come, then only thing I'll be doing is continue to teach the Europeans. I'll continue to be teaching academia, and I'm telling us this is something for us as well. The Dred Scott Law was never abolished. The term Negro, Black, and Colored.
The Europeans don't need this. We need this. They already know who we are. We got to know who we are. They don't need this. We need this.
But what I'm telling my people, support it. Support it with the donations that we go to church with, because y'all already do it good. All the rest of the people support it, and then we can have our infrastructure. We can have it. We can have religion. We can spread it all over. We can't be stopped. Then we can be.
Well, they made them afraid, though. A lot of them they made afraid, so they assimilated because they're afraid. That's why. I'm just being honest. I don't live in fear, so I'm not him.
And I've been proving over years.
I know, that's why I'm here. So you ain't got to tell me. That's why I'm here. I was looking for a teacher. Some people are not looking for a teacher. They're looking for entertainment, Negrotainment. So that's the difference. If you're here for entertainment, do it moving and go be a Negro, Black, or colored. Bye. See ya. If you want to be educated on who you are, come and get this education. Some of this academia of who you are. That's all I got to say. Peace and love.
And I'm going to stop right there, because I'm not going to go no more. I end with this, something that happened in 1992 in the Baltimore Evening Sun on Monday, February 3rd, 1992. And listen to what they saying, Delegate Rawlings. I have a plan, Delegate Rawlings. The bill should be amended to designate an official name for Black people each month of the year. So now we got people trying to say, we're going to give Negro the name every month of the year. Think there is not room in the nomenclature? Pursue the following list. Gregory P. Kane. If African American doesn't please, here are 11 more by Gregory P. Kane. Baltimore delegate Howard P. Rawlings has proposed a law to have Maryland's Black population referred to them officially as African Americans. Ain't nobody vote on that. Ain't nobody vote on that. And when Jesse Jackson and that lady did that too, they got that money. And then the Big Six, they split $250,000. Martin Luther King told you about all them goofy Negro preachers. Forgive me, I don't emit a scream of ecstasy about the notion at the tender age of 40. I've already been called 3 things: colored, Negro, and Black. And I'm gonna show you the other history of the book, the atrocity of the name Negro. All this stuff is old. All this stuff is old. Peace, Empress. But in that order, and I have no desire to be called something else in my lifetime. 10 to 15 years from now, someone else will be proposing still another change. So once again, we let people name us. I have a plan to prevent that, Delegate Rawlings. The bill should be amended to designate an official name for Black people each month of the year. Think there isn't room in the nomenclature? Pursue the following list. Listen to this. January, official designation would be colored. It's old and dated, but we'll find there are some Blacks and whites comfortable with it. February, official designation would be Negro. This term has been discredited by Black nationalists who claim it was invented by Western anthropologists as part of a white race supremacist agenda. According to the nationalists, here's how the scam worked. Any Black people in Africa who showed no sign of civilization were classified as Negro. Black, who were clearly just as dark or darker, but who showed signs of being civilized, were classified as Hamites and conventionally placed in the Caucasian race. I hope y'all heard that. I call this a scam because some Western writers have admitted no physical evidence of a Negro race has been found. In March, official designation would be Black. This term has gone from one of the opprobriums to call someone Black in the colored Negro days could actually start a fight, to one of acceptance, to one that is now no longer good enough. I suggest keeping it around. We may have to use it again. In April, the official designation would be Afro-American, not African, Afro, A-F-R-O. Some have objected to this term, claiming it does not adequately define Blacks as an ethnic group, but it's worth keeping. May, official designation would be African-American, to make the Jesse Jacksons and Pete Rawlings let me go back to that. To make the Jesse Jacksons and the Pete Rawlings of this country happy. You hear that? June, the official designation would be Asiatic. This is to appease the annoying, bilious members of the set known as the Moorish Science Temple. But you ain't think it was one. And in 1985, they signed the declaration telling everybody that we Moors. And then they redid it in 2012. So why you acting like nobody don't know? I've been telling y'all this for years, and I give y'all this. I give y'all, every one of my nobles, the stuff that I talk about, I give them the documents and the information so they can be sure when you walking out the house. So they can teach their kids. You know, they all have it. June, the official designation would be Asiatic, or I gave y'all that. There is no African continent. Africa is merely part of the larger continent of Asia, which was originally inhabited by Black people. Hence, Blacks are Asiatic. There, that cleared up the confusion, didn't it? July, the official designation would be Moorish American. This again would be in difference to the members of the Moorish Science Temple, who maintain that while their race is Asiatic, their nationality is Moorish American. I say we humor them for the months of June and July, providing they shut up the rest of the year. August, the official designation would be Balalian. This comes to us from Warith Muhammad, who formerly was Worth Deen Muhammad, who originally was Wallace Muhammad. Wallace Muhammad was Elijah Muhammad's successor as the leader of the Nation of Islam, the Black Muslims, and changed the name of the organization to the World Community of Islam, and then to the American Muslim Mission. Between all the changes, he put forth his case for calling Black Americans Balalian. Bilal, an Ethiopian who was the Prophet Muhammad's first convert, was also the man who initiated Islam's call to prayer. In Wardeen Muhammad's worldview, Black American converts to Islam were in essence issuing a call to prayer to other American Blacks to return to their West African Islamic roots, much as Bilal issued the call of all Muslims hundreds of years ago. And for such inspired and creative, if somewhat convoluted logic, I say we reward Word of Muhammad for 1 month. Then you got September. You call them Nubians, a term preferred by some Black nationalists in memory of the Black statue on the ancient Egyptians' southern boundary that competed with Egypt for regional imagery. I got a couple more and I'm done. October, official designation would be Ethiopian, but we know that ain't no name. No disrespect to my Ethiopian, my Abyssinians. The ancient Greeks referred to all Black people as Ethiopian, and the term has stuck down through the ages. As late as 1910, when Black boxer Jack Johnson was pummeling the white hope James J. Jeffries into mashed protoplasm at Reno. And then he was laughing while doing it. You know, one Putin referred to the former as the grinning Ethiopian. In November, official designation would be Kushite. Kush and Nubia refer to the same country on ancient Egypt's southern border. This term is included only as a nitpicky insurance for those nitpickers who are sure to moan if it's not included. And December, official designation would be Sudanese. Hey, why not? Virtually every Black American has ancestors who live in the region of Western Africa known as West Sudan. If U.S. Blacks want a term that defends their geographical and cultural heritage, Sudanese should do as well as any other. Kunta Kinte of Roots fame was a Mandingo of the prominent ethnic groups of West Sudan. Now, here it is, they try to throw Kunta Kinte in there, but I told you it's fake. Roots fake. And I'm tired of this fake stuff. And ain't no that Kunta Kinte fakes. Alex Laley talked about Kunta Kinte and his ancestors, and the European Harold Coulter made all that stuff up. It's fake. It's fake. And so I end with that. I thank y'all for listening to a little old me and this cipher and this bill. Support our temple and school. You know, we can give all that negative energy back to them. We should be agreeing to something. Our history, you know? And this is government work, how the prophet set the temple up. We got to understand our religious rights trump everything. People got to understand this. Your religious rights trump everything. The Mormon, the Amish, they don't do nothing with the government unless they want to, because their religious rights trump everything. They use their money for infrastructure. That's how they got their own land and all this, under their religious rights. The same way we can build on our 10 acres. The same way we can build our infrastructure off money that our people will give to Uncle Sam. We can donate it, and I can give people a taxes and receipt. And with that being said, do anybody got any questions as we close? Anybody?
No, sir. Just gratitude once again for all of the illumination and understanding.
I give gratitude to everyone. And we don't have a think tank. We don't have brothers like y'all that can come together and reason and come with our documents and history to make things plain, and then bring academia and officials and how can we say, all lawgivers and politicians and prosecutor attorneys. And they're gonna be like, well, he's been telling y'all this for years, because all my professors and stuff was prosecutor attorneys with potentates in masonry 4 times over in academia. That's why I had to build my own charter. I told y'all, only people that's hurting us is our own people that took an oath. And those are Freemasons and the Greeks. And the Greek is a fraud. I'm telling you. And the last thing that a Freemason knows is the first thing I teach you. They're not teaching you about it's all death science. They're not teaching you that. And I'm teaching you this freely. And I want you to wear your fez in real life. Get it from me. I want you to wear your turban. I want you to wear your yarmulke. I want you to wear your native attire. And I want y'all to communicate with us and do business with us. Go on Moore's Haberdasher, get some turbans, get some fezes, you know? So with that being said, thank y'all once again. Y'all have a great day. My solar return is tomorrow. I can't wait till my movies get out here next week. We're gonna have a good time. But my solar return is tomorrow. Thank everyone for the gifts. And the gift don't have to be nothing. The gifts can just be your time. The gifts can just say a good word. But I promise y'all, as people start giving money to our organization that's real, and they're gonna be laughing at everybody because you can sit here on the law. And I'm only saying this to my brothers, to my muftis that took my syllabus, that take everything, and then Malik, and then they come to me and plead themselves on the fence. I'm done dealing with Negroes like that. I'm getting ready to block everybody because I gave everything to people to be transparent, and people don't be transparent and real with me. So do all the stuff that you was doing before you met me. Go to the place where you was at before you met me. All the brothers that try to, I can get it on my own and don't want to spend money in our cipher, you can go back to the place where you were before. All the brothers that took my syllabus are like, oh, this ain't nothing. And then all I had was small member dues for my brothers, and then brothers be begging me for stuff. And I say, well, if you give member dues, I'll give it to you. All the brothers that took my syllabus and don't donate and haven't been donating, I can't deal with you no more. I can't, because I know brothers have pennies. I know brothers have a couple dollars, and we spend our money other places, because you can look at these Negroes, they dressed up. You can look where they spend their money to. You can see what they're doing. It's all outside, and then they come to me after they done spend all their money and their time, and then they just bug me to death, and they just won't. That ain't even real. And this is what I'll be telling men. Support something that's real, or go back to the place where I found you. Wherever you was at, following these Negroes on the internet that you said that, oh, I can file this and file that, because that's what I'll be dealing with. I have to peel back so much when I be dealing with a lot of Negroes that come from the streets instead of being that understand brotherhood and systematics. It's so much that I got to pull back from these Negroes. Once I pull everything back, I don't want to deal with them no more. Because all they be doing, all they do is, what about this? What about this? What about this? They be asking you a whole bunch of hypocritical stuff while they work bullcrap, poor jobs. You ain't educated yourself. You ain't grown. None of that. And they think all this stuff is some outside stuff. They ain't supporting nothing. So I got to let these people go. And this is real talk, because we are our own worst enemy. I'm going to continue to say that. I don't have a problem with the churches or nothing else, because you see what they do. I don't have no problem with no mega church, because you see the people support. But everybody say they love what I'm doing. I don't act for 10% of nothing. And my brothers can't even abide to that. And I'm not talking about my muftis. I'm talking about brothers that's coming in. I'm talking about brothers that say they like what they're doing and won't even give a small donation. I'm talking about brothers that don't even know what the hell I be talking about. And I'll be giving you information, and brothers try to go get it on their own, and you're gonna destroy yourself instead of building out a cipher, as my noble Alonzo just said. Here it is, my noble Alonzo is educated. His son going to Seton Hall. He's been in different sets. And here it is, he says, Sheik, I had to go back through this and take my time because you gave it this. He can come back and ask questions. I don't need to deal with no rogue Negro that's gonna buy their martial art uniform off Amazon, and all my muftis got their uniforms for me. And I showed them how to tie it and all that. And here it is, you come around, you a court jester. Don't even know how to hold your damn sword. You don't even know how to tie your belt. But you went and, well, I saved $30. Why? Because I bought it off Amazon. That's some sucker stuff. So I love y'all, and we out of here, man. Thank y'all, and thank y'all that support me, and thank everyone that sent those good donations to help us continue to spread the word. If you gave $1 or $5 to our temple and school, send me an email. I'll send you a piece of literature that costs thousands, and then I'll break it down for you so you can understand it, so you don't get lost, or you don't become a pest to your family in real life, or people don't want to be around you, because that's all that happened to a lot of these Negroes that think they know something. I love y'all. Thank y'all for taking time out y'all day, and gratitude.
Gratitude and love.
So I get into our Moorish American prayer. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Aleichem, Ayah Ash'aya, Hotep, Islam, Amen. Peace, 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 peace.
Islam, the Fatah benediction reads as follows. May the benediction of Allah be upon thee and thine always, as thou shouldst strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon thy brethren, and do the best to shun thine evil ones. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that you might nourish the souls of men. Let truth be the shield in the manifest battles of falsehood. Know that Moors need not to pick the locks of the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft, for behold, the key to salvation already rests within thine own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, and inconstancy, there still is the greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah protect thee, guide thee, preserve thee, lengthen thy age, and give thee everlasting peace. Al-Rahman, Al-Rahim, Al-Haq, Ya Muhammad. And when we say Al-Haq, that's Arabic, and it stands for the truth. And when we say Ya Muhammad, that's also Arabic, and it stands for the protector. We at the BBT see ourselves as truth protectors, and we cast our net out to all true and divine light seekers to come and join on to us. For the truth has no sides, for the truth is one, as man is with Allah. And with that, we say peace and love. Islam.
Islam.
Peace, 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 peace.
Yes, sir. Take us out, Noble B.
My pleasure.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't really. It ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun. It's an everyday theme. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave is how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god.